Shalom, shalom. We want to say our praises be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Harakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of great millstone who rule well. Shalom to the sincere brethren. I came out there across the four winds, the four corners of the globe, pushing the truth, the good news of Yahweh Shai, proclaiming salvation to the elect of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I'm proclaiming the downfall of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and his wicked empire. So this video is going to be entitled, Lord forbid we become a castaway. As the scriptures speak about that, that's the first precept I'm going to hit. Lord forbid we wanna endure unto the end and receive salvation. But like the apostle says, hey, Lord forbid, we don't want that to happen, man. That we become a castaway. That's why we do what we're supposed to do. You know, we go out to the camps week in and week out, we push out these videos, and ultimately we have the faith and the trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We endure. We endure it unto this point, and we look to endure even unto the very end. So this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. So it's like you're in a race. You understand? And really all Israel is running. Ultimately, only 144,000 going to receive that prize along with the 1/3. Only a select remnant is going to receive that prize. And specifically, only the 144,000 is going to receive that key prize of governance, man, of rulership, of great rulership in the kingdom of heaven. So it's like we running a race. This truth is likened on to running a race. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's endurance. As we see many men coming hot for years and they'll flame out. Now, it belongs, yeah, you belongs hot for this truth, but there's balance to it, man. You don't just belongs off the rockers, man. There's a balance to this truth, you understand? And serving Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because that's how the Lord deal. And when you run a marathon, that's demonstrating true balance, because you enduring, man. You're not too fast, you're not too slow. You enduring, you staying steadfast, you staying diligent, you staying you enduring when you're running a marathon. And that's what this truth is likened onto, a marathon onto salvation. You understand? Because if you give up at the very end, the last lap, which we're in right now, you don't receive that prize, man. It's might as well that you never run, basically. As you don't receive the prize, you don't receive the glory, man. You understand? So this is what 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 26, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. Come on, that's why we come into this truth. Ultimately, like Peter asked in Matthew, we doing this for a cause, we doing this for a prize, we doing this for salvation. We're doing this for everything that comes with salvation. We're not just doing this to do this, man. We're not simple like that. We're doing this to receive a prize. To be 100% righteous. And all the glory and the power that comes with that. This is about Matthew chapter 19, verse... Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, unto Yahushua, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. Come. So we put in this truth at the forefront. You know what I mean? Brothers are camping week in and week out. Doing videos week in and week out. Diligently. Like they would say, religiously. Forsaking a whole lot of things. Certain brothers more than others, but yet still forsaking a whole lot of things. Putting this truth before our own selves even so. Like Matthew 10 and 34 says. You understand? Of which is the right thing to do, ultimately. It is the right thing to do to put this truth first, because we have the hedge from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. See what's going on out there in the world, all type of judgments. Day in, day out, week in and week out, all type of judgments across the four corners of the globe. And you don't want to be swallowed up in these judgments. So the truth is our hedge. Because we are wrong. We in the valley of the shadow of death, but ultimately we're not getting judged because we serving the Lord in truth and sincerity. And in order to have the hedge, you have to be serving the Lord. So yeah, it's a good thing to serve the Lord, man. 100%. This is the book of Matthew chapter 19 verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? So what is the prize, man, for following you, Lord? For taking up this cross, taking up this journey, taking up this way of life, man, this liberty. And Yahweh said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which shall follow me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So this is particularly talking about the disciples, the 12 apostles, the 12 disciples. But ultimately, this refers to the whole 144,000. Ultimately, we're going to be the judges of the earth. Apparatus that we endure on to the end. Apparatus that we don't be cast away. And that's a scary thing to be cast away. And the apostles, elders, always talk about that, man. Yeah, and we even see it in this modern, they talk about men from the old school, but we even see it in this modern time, man. Men that were strong, super strong in the spirit. No scripture upon scripture could teach, could break down the scriptures to the minuscule form where a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old could understand. Pulling precepts, pulling scriptures that you never heard of. Like, damn, that's in there? You understand? But yet, they burned out, man. They're not around anymore. And that's going back then to when the apostles were around 80s, 90s, even up to this very day. Even as hard as even to come. Our brothers are we not one of those men, but hey, there's a fact that there's gonna be men that like, damn, this brother, that brother. Our brothers are, I'm not one of those men. Our brothers are, you brothers watching is not one of those men, but it's gonna happen, man. You understand? So this is about Matthew chapter 19, verse 29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. So that's what we give up the world for. That's what we give up. That's what we put this truth at the forefront for. That's what we put this truth as the main. We put this truth up on a pedestal for. We don't put our wife up on a pedestal. We don't put our children up on a pedestal. We don't put our very own selves up on a pedestal. We put this truth up on a pedestal. And we chasing it. You know what I mean? We chasing it, man. We chasing this salvation now. We chasing the perfect path of Yahweh Shai now. And there's a great price for that, everlasting life. And everything is 100-fold. Children, wives, land, so on and so forth, 100-fold. Eyes have not seen or ears have heard what the Lord have prepared for them that love Him. That's what we chasing, man. As this world is temporary, Ecclesiastes 1:1 is temporary, it's vanity. You know what I mean? So we use the world, we don't abuse it. Yeah, we do certain things, so on and so forth. But ultimately, our main focus is the kingdom. Ultimately, our heart is set, our mind is set at receiving the kingdom. Because a good day here is a terrible, worse day in the kingdom compared to the kingdom. So back in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things, meaning that balance, man. Because this truth is about a righteous balance. Not over righteous much, not over wicked much. You understand? And every man that striving for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. So even men in the world, they have the different sports, boxing, basketball, football, whatever. They balance in how they work towards their goal of winning a championship, man. They're diligent, so to speak. Committed. Temperate, meaning even-minded, clear focus. They understand the job and they seek to word it. And every man that striving for the mystery is tempered in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. So they do it to obtain a championship, a boxing, what do you call it, a boxing belt, championship belt, championship ring, which are corruptible. Those things don't mean anything. Like Mike Tyson said, that's a garbage. But they dedicated their life to that, man. They put that at the forefront before their family, before their children, before their own wants and likes, man. They dedicated them. They were temperate. They were clear-minded. They were clear-sighted. They were focused, even keeled, balanced in how they're gonna attack, getting there. They didn't burn too hot. You know what I mean? No, they didn't slack off, man. They were disciplined on how they were attacking it, man. Same with this truth, man. We discipline in the fact that, hey, week in and week out, we do what we have to do, man. But still, we're not over righteous much, and we're not over wicked, man. We even keeled. Verse 26. I therefore so run, but we an incorruptible crown. So we chasing an incorruptible crown. This truth is about incorruptible, about without sin, without death. That's what we chasing. And there's ups and downs, ebbs and flows. But that's where the balance comes in, ebbs and flows. Ultimately, we see the goal, man, and we striving, man. Whether it's a downtime or uptime, abounding or abasing, we still have the clear sight. Yo, like Paul said, we not to abound and abase, but we have the clear sight of no matter what. Seek and serve Yahweh while Yahweh shine, man. We clear focus on that. You understand? I therefore so run not as uncertain, and every man that striving for the mastery is tempered in all things. No, they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible crown. But we an incorruptible. I mean, without sin, without blemish, man. The kingdom I'm gonna receive is perfect, man. 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10, man. And beyond that, man. Really, it ain't no, like Paul said, it's unlawful for him to speak, man. It's like you can't even describe it in this realm how good the kingdom is going to be. I therefore surrender not as uncertainty can, because uncertainly means what? Doubt. Now, I mean, you have to battle that doubt demon. Curse it out, man. Rebuke it. So it comes with prayer, fasting, diligence, study, research, reading, so on and so forth. That battles the uncertainty or the doubt demon. Now we faithful to know, Yahweh, like the black conscious community say, you really think a so-called black man gonna crack them clouds? Hell yeah. If not, we fucked, man. If Yahweh shine on, crack them clouds and deliver the elect of the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are through. There is no answer, there's no solution but Yahweh Shai. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 26. But I therefore so run not as uncertainly, so fight I not as one that beateth the air. So we not lost, man. See, Jake is lost. Jake go to church every Sunday. Jake in the Muslim mosque. Jake in Rasta. But Jake has no end goal. See, I always say this. That's the one main thing that separates this truth from all the other philosophies, ideologies of the world. This has an end goal. This has the end time revelation. America is going to be destroyed. The elect of the nation of Israel is going to be saved out of the destruction of America. None of these other philosophies, ideologies really have an end goal or a solution to escaping the coming destruction that's coming upon this world, especially here in America. None of them have it, man. But this truth has it, man. This word has it. You understand? 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So you have to be you be right in the spirit, man. Let me read that again. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. Can't keep the flesh in subjection. Like the flesh don't overpower the spirit. Because like, hey, I think it's Paul said it too. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So he belongs doing the thing to subdue things to subdue the flesh. Prayer, fasting, diligence with these videos, camping, trying to make it up to camp every week no matter what. Even sometimes a midweek camp, same way. You understand? To give no provision to the flesh, or less provision to the flesh, man. Because the flesh seeking to, the flesh is just about partying and bullshitting, man. You understand? No, man. The main thing is really spiritual, man. Staying as spiritual as possible. Yeah, we use the word and we don't abuse it, but the balance is the truth first, man. Righteousness first. Diligence first. Then everything else secondary. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, come. So you woke up brothers, man. Different brothers, I'm going back to the old school. Different men that went back then, they woke up all type of brothers, man. Even brothers in the contemporary times, so to speak. Different men that would have was wrong, different heads of camps, so on and so forth. That's not around anymore. They built brothers up, they worked brothers up, they might have built brothers up. There was basically a star in other brothers' eyes, like, damn, this brother, yeah, man, this is inspiration to other brothers. But they fell off, man. Because ultimately the Lord, they wasn't part of the chosen. 9 times out of 10, because there's only few prodigal sons out there. But 9 times out of 10, they're not one of the chosen, man. It is what it is. When I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So that's a dreadful thought, man. You don't want to be a castaway. That's why I was doing right, man. Doing right in all ways, man. Doing right by the Lord, doing right by brothers. Even doing right by people in the world. You belong doing it. Because the scriptures say about that. If all possible, be at peace with all men. You don't belong being grimy toward people in the world, man. Because you're the image of perfection. You're the image of Yahweh Shai. So you belong dealing with these heathens. Not even heathen, Jake in the world, same way. Righteously. To the best of your ability. You understand? Because the Lord could jack you up for doing some bugged out shit. Some off the wall shit, some off shit to a person in the world or to a heathen. Nah. You deal righteously all around. You be an example to what righteousness is. That's really what the whole nation of Israel is supposed to be, an example to the other nations of how to live and how to be righteous. That's what the nation of Israel is supposed to be, an example of how to live and how to be and how to move righteously. You be the beacon of light. Be the beacon of light. I think it's Isaiah 60. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. Come, so we the light onto the world. Our light is through what? Yahweh Shai, is truth of the scriptures. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. Kind of this world is in darkness. They don't know what the hell is going on. You understand? They in the midst of they're dead. Jake and the heathen, they're dead. They're in a dead state. They're the walking dead. And Jake in particular, the valley of dry bones. And we was once a part of that, but the Lord gave us that breath, which is the truth. Understanding we are Israelite, understanding His name, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, so on and so forth. So you don't want to come from that and be casted back into that. You don't want to be awoken from the valley of dry bones and have to go back to that shit, man. Nah. So yeah, man, it's a scary thing, but ultimately it ain't up to us, man. All we can do is just do what we're supposed to do. And apparatus that we seem worthy unto the Lord. That's all we're gonna do. What you're supposed to do, man. Do what you're supposed to do. Follow Yahweh Shai as an example. Try to follow Yahweh Shai's path. Yeah, we're not gonna get it perfect, but you belong getting more and more perfect every day. Grow. Leveling up in the spirit every day, so to speak. Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. God, so the glory of the Lord should be seen upon us, man. We should be seen as different from these other Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in the world, and we are, man. I mean, you get around these people and they recognize that something is different. And you get around a lot of these people, even heathens also, they're looking to you for the answers. They're looking for you for guidance. They be having questions or they want directions here or what you think. You understand? What you think about this? Should I shop here or should I shop over there? You know what I mean? Or how do you do it? So on and so forth. Because really, we're the aristocrats of the world. Which, if you look at the word aristocrat, it means those fit for rule. We high-born. Psalms 82:6. We're the gods of the earth. You understand? But you want to stay in that on the right-hand side, man, of the Lord. That righteous side. You don't want to be casted out, man. But ultimately, it ain't up to us, but you belongs doing what you're supposed to do. Hey, I'm gonna close it out with this precept right here. Precept. This is ultimately what you belongs doing right here. This is the book of 2 Peter. 2 Peter chapter 1. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. And then diligence is all around, man. It is a liberty, it's a lifestyle. Diligently serving and seeking to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Actually, I'm going to hit one more precept. Doing right by Yahweh Shai, doing right by the brotherhood. Doing right overall. Matthew chapter 20, verse 16. This book of Matthew chapter 20, verse 16. So the last shall be first, and the first last. Who is last in this world? The elect. I mean, because we know the wickedness of this world, so we can't vibe with this world, man. But the who's first? The elites of Esau, Edom. You know what I mean? But guess what? The last shall be first, and the first last. They're going to be last. They're going to be on the bottom, man. For many be called, so many men hear this word over what, the 50 years or so since this word being brought, going back to 1969, 50 plus years. Abba Bivens, Abba Bivens on down. Many called, many heard this word, many understood it, many accepted it. But ultimately, they did make the squad, but few are chosen. Many are called, but few chosen. So ultimately, the chosen goes back to Ephesians 1, predestinated. The chosen is going to endure on to the end. The chosen is going to endure on to the end. So many call, man. Ultimately, you want to be called and chosen, not just called, man. Because if you just called and you cast it away, hey, it's best that you wasn't called at all, man. Ultimately. But you want to be called and chosen. Hey, so with that, I want to say all praises be to Abba Noah, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Harakak Kodash, the honors of the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, and Shalom to the elect. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Shalom. Stay strong, Akim.